All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the headlines, but let's now move on to the chat that we have right now. Well, a backer of Swiggy and Flipkart VC firm Accel has recently announced that it has raised a whopping $650 million. And with this fund, Accel plans to focus its key investment in several sectors based in India like AI, consumer, fintech and manufacturing. In fact, the company is also planning to take more startups public. And to discuss all about those and more things, we're now joined by Bharat Shankar Subramanian, partner Accel. Thank you very much, Mr. Subramanian, for joining us here on ET Now.
Thanks for having me on the show, Sumita. Excited to be here.
Right. Mr. Subramanian, first things first, you've just closed your 8th India-focused fund. Like I said, it was of $650 million. Tell us about the deployment of this and where does that really take your investments in India per se?
Right. This is our 8th fund for India in our 16 years of being active in the country. We'll continue to do early stage investing. That's been our primary focus. So start working with founders from a very early stage, continue to sort of support founders through hands-on mentorship. We are focused primarily on 4 areas with this fund: consumer, manufacturing, AI, and fintech. So we'll continue to look actively on around these sectors and go deep within these.
All right. So AI, fintech, consumer internet, and of course, climate also, if you mentioned that. But what kind of returns are you really expecting, Mr. Subramanian, given the current investing climate?
Right. See, our investment horizons are fairly long. So, we stay invested with companies, 7 to 10 years and sometimes even beyond. So it's really looking for these outlier companies as an early stage investor. We are looking at opportunities that can be really disruptive, innovative, and has the ability to sort of change the course of the industries. As the first investor in a lot of companies which are now household names, that's what we've seen in the past, and that's what we strive to do in the future as well.
Okay, but Mr. Subramanian, help us also understand what is your outlook then for India, given that globally there are lots of shifts happening. You have new governments being formed in 3 new countries. That is UK, Canada, the United States as well. Donald Trump is all set to assume office in the next few days. How are VCs like yourselves looking at investing in the India market from all that is happening globally?
Right. See, I think our belief is, India over the next decade and beyond, will be an $8 trillion economy. A big chunk of that is going to be digitally influenced. And as a result, a lot of the companies that, we look at today have invested in the recent past and, continue to stay invested in will, capture a big chunk of that $8 trillion. And now with public markets opening up for, VC-backed companies, which are today 5% of market cap, we think that number will grow. So I think, as India as an opportunity is still a majority of what we look at. So that is one portion. And then the other is the international part, so which is essentially corridors out of India. In the past, this has been SaaS. In the future, we think this will be manufacturing and AI. So that's really how we look at both the India and the global opportunity.
Okay, so AI in particular, and of course manufacturing, these are the 2 big bets that you're making as far as your India market is concerned. But let me also speak to you about the IPO market, Mr. Subramanian. Given the IPO boom that we're currently seeing in the market, would you be eyeing more IPOs from your portfolio companies? I believe you have over 24 new age firms, over a half are from your portfolio itself.
Right. More recently, we had Swiggy and Blackbuck, and then recently Bluestone filed the DRHP to go public. And outside of these, we have many of these companies that are currently prepping to go public. I think, but more importantly, going public has become sort of the ambition for a lot of Indian founders. I think that's a big change and shift that we've seen. So, hopefully this is good for the ecosystem and we can see many more of, VC-backed companies going public and building strong, enduring businesses that last over a longer time horizon.
All right. So longer time horizon is something that you're really looking forward to with respect to these companies and, of course, betting big on the IPO boom. One final question, Mr. Subramanian. With sectors, you have mentioned pockets of opportunity that you see in the AI space, in, of course, the manufacturing space. But what other areas are of interest to you, and exactly why? What are the kind of opportunities that you're seeing in those particular sectors that you just mentioned?
Right. So within AI, the three themes that we are anchoring on are, enterprise AI, um, service as a software, sort of flipping on the software as a service model, really large, leveraging the talent pool that we have in India around developers and our experience as a country in providing services. So that shift to AI and vertical AI use cases. So what used to be vertical SaaS now, transformation into vertical AI. So that's on the AI part. On the manufacturing, we are seeing, India to global as a new corridor starting to emerge. So that's something we are very excited about. And then, India native manufacturing in B2B businesses. So those are the themes within manufacturing. And within consumer, one of the new areas that we are particularly excited about is Bharat. So really opportunities beyond the top 50 cities in India, where we're seeing consumption starting to take shape and really innovative business models to get products and services to these consumers.
All right. On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Subramanian, for taking the time out and speaking with ET now on a whole host of subjects. Thank you very much once again for joining us.